Hello my students, in the last video we talked about the heat energy. What is the heat energy? It is a form of energy transferred from object with higher temperature to lower temperature. So the heat transfer from the higher temperature to the lower temperature. So from the hot to the cold. Okay, now we'll talk about the ways of heat transfer. We have three ways. Number one, transfer of heat by conduction in solids, and transfer of heat by convection through gases and liquids, Number three, transfer of heat by radiation. Now we'll talk about the transfer of heat by conduction and by convection. Number one, the transfer of heat by conduction. Put metallic spoon in cup of tea, then touch the end of the spoon. What happens? You feel the hotness of the spoon in this end. Okay, why? Because the heat transfer from this part to this part, from the hot to the cold. So the heat transfer by conduction through solids. Through what? Through solids from one side to the other. Okay. Definition of heat conduction. It is the transfer of heat through some solids. Okay. Transfer of heat through some solids from part with high temperature to that with lower temperature. Again, the transfer of heat by conduction, it is the transfer of heat through what? Through some solids. Through solids from part with high temperature to that with lower temperature. Okay, give reason why cooking pots made of copper and aluminium. So copper and aluminium solids. Why? Because they are good conductors of heat. Okay. Give reason number two. When you put metallic spoon in cup, you feel the hotness of the spoon. Why? Because the heat transferred through solids by what? By conduction. Okay. The way number two, the transfer of heat by convection. It is the transfer of heat in gases and liquid. So, by conduction in solids, but by convection in gases and liquids, where the hot molecule have less density. The hot molecule have low density, and the objects that have low density will rise upward. Low density, so rise upward. While colder molecules have more density, so will fall down. Again, a hot molecule have less density, so rise up, but cold molecule have more density, so fall down. Give reason number one. The freezer of the fridge found at the top of fridge. Freezer found at the top. Why? Because when the air cooled, its density increase. So density increase and it fall down. Again, the air is cooled, its density increase. Okay, so will fall down to cool the food. While the hot air with low density, so rise up to be cooled and again. Again, the air cooled, so its density increase, so will fall down to cool the food. And the hot air have low density, so rise up to be cooled. Give reason number two. The electric heater placed at the bottom of the room. Electric heater added at the bottom. Because when air around the heater is heated, okay, its density increase, so low density will rise up to warm the room, while the cold air with high density will fall down to be heated again. Okay, again the heater put at the bottom. Why? Because when air around the heater is heated, its density decrease, so rise up. and the cold air with high density will fall down to be heated again. Give reason number 3. The air conditioner fixed at the upper part of the room. Air conditioner fixed at the upper part. Why? To cool the air around it, and the cold air, its density increase, so fall down, while the hot air rise up because it have low density to be cooled again. This conditioner put at the upper part to cool the air in the upper part, and the cold air, its density increase, so fall down, and the hot air with low density will rise up to be cooled, and so on.